Cha-cha-cha.
What's up?
Hello.
Hey. You know, guys, if you listen to this pod regularly or watch it, you know that I spend most of my nights right here sourcing the day's finest stories about our feathered friends, finding the most topical binoculars and field guides, studying them precisely to the right angles, and identifying them with the precision of a seasoned ornithologist. I think I said that correctly. Observing their behaviors and habitats to create the Audubon Society's birding guide to the EFL that has become Teach Me How to Wrexham. It doesn't always go as planned. Monday I crashed a borrowed kayak into a remote wetland where I pounded a discarded beer can in my face portal, then ripped a discarded fishing net off of my body in a tangled mess and hung it up from a nearby tree to create a backyard birder's haven that we call today's episode. Everybody, here's our update for the Just Giving campaign for little Kickoff Andrews. It is our charity of the week that has been our charity of the week for 4 weeks. So anybody out there that doesn't know, there's a Just Giving crowdfunding effort for young 14-month-old, which 4 weeks have passed by. She should be 15 months older now. For Kickoff Andrews, she has a rare form of brain cancer. The family is requesting £25,000 to aid with the expenses that they've occurred. They've had to take off work. There has been many tests and rigorous things that they have gone through, and Kickoff has gone through, and there could be some expenses for getting treatment or experimental treatment outside of the country, depending on how things go. So this is an effort that we can all help with. Everybody that has helped so far, thank you so much. Keep doing the good work that you're doing. As an update, last we spoke, we were nearly to 20,000, and I say we, putting all of us into that bucket, contributing in our ways. The current amount to that £25,000 is 21,753. That is 87% of the way. So
Nice.
Good job, everybody out there. We will link in, or SJ will link in again, the Just Giving link for the crowdfunding. As you know from before, if you saw the one where me and Simon went and did a live charity donation, you can give as little as £2, and that'll go through. So less than a cup of coffee. Do what you can. If you don't have the means, that is okay. Spread it word of mouth. Give with your time. Do charity in the way that you can. So if you can repost, if you can share it with your friends, families, and other people that do have those financial means, do so. It is so close. That's 854 supporters have contributed, and these aren't a bunch of large amounts. You have Anonymous on the 16th gave £10. Then you have a couple that gave Cat and Paul £70. Alan Jones £40. Elena and Laurie £15. Dave £10. E&D £10. Laura Hurling £40. So you have a lot of people who are contributing, pulling together as the village that it takes when these rough times come to make it happen. So this will continue to be our charity of the week until that family gets the £25,000. And you have just got to imagine, it's so close, and how hard it is in a time that is overwhelming and stressful, how hard it is to also put yourself out there in the position to ask for money. It is not an easy thing to do. It is not a thing that anybody would ever want to do or be in a position where they needed to do. So please, if you have the funds and you have the means, give. And give what you can. And thank you this week. If you guys do make a donation, not that there has to be an extra incentive to it, but if you do, let us know so we can give you a shout out on top of that, and keep doing the good work that you're doing. And I guess back to the show, SJ. Back to the show. Welcome to Teach Me How to Wrexham. How the hell are you guys doing today?
So much better now.
So much better. So much better. First and foremost, I love the gold tops. Amazing.
Gold in commiseration for Hawthorn, who wear brown and gold vertical stripes, who lost by a kick. They would have made the final four. They lost by a kick with a minute left.
Man.
So
I'm
disappointed,
sorry,
but
respect to Hawthorn. Port Adelaide, it's a good team. I think what is Hawthorn sitting 7th on the rankings right now?
Yes, yeah.
And then Port Adelaide is what, 3rd?
They had finished the season second, so yeah,
second.
They've made the final four. They win the next match, they're in the grand final, which could have been us, but we were way down the bottom and we came good, so I can't complain too much. But expectations were raised.
Aussie rules football. You gotta love it.
Well, I'm wearing my kit because it reminds me of pajamas.
I liked how the Aussie rules tackle, it wasn't an American football tackle, they were Aussie rules tackles, came into the Birmingham match. So as a thank you to the Australians, right, here's how Australians tackle each other in Aussie rules, mate.
Yeah, so we should talk a little bit briefly before we get into the episode about Birmingham. For the people that are joining us for the first time, Teach Me How to Wrexham is a novice approach to learning about the EFL and Wrexham. You have some seasoned soccer fans that are from down under and from America, but to the EFL, brand new within the last 3 to 5 years, enjoying the Wrexham ride, and then trying to give some of that knowledge that we give along the way to people that are just joining for the first time. So a lot of our international viewers that jump on, hopefully we can ask the dumb, silly, novice questions that can be answered and you don't have to feel dumb. So when people say there's no stupid questions, let us ask the stupid questions. Let us get all the shit. So what we're going to do today is take a look at the match between the upcoming Crawley and Wrexham match on the upcoming Saturday. And but we should talk a little bit about Birmingham before we get into it. Guys, how did you feel about Birmingham?
Oof. Man, I mean that early goal by Marriott, and I was like, yes, we're gonna make it work, and then it didn't work so well. But everybody keeps calling out that 20-minute mark, and I feel like there was past 20 minutes there was still pockets, I guess, of good play from Wrexham, but cohesively it kind of started breaking apart, and then there was like the right side's got it down and the left's falling apart, and then the front is good but the back is not, so but yeah, I feel like whenever I can tell what's gonna happen, then probably it's not the greatest. Like if we're playing catch up,
Wait, hold on, SJ. So what you're saying is if you can understand the game, then it's probably not great.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know nothing. I'm still trying to learn formations and stuff. So so if I'm like, oh, that guy is gonna pass over there, then I'm guessing everybody on the pitch already knows that too. So,
that's fair. But give yourself some credit, because you've come a long way from not being a sports fan prior to Wrexham, jumping into not just sports, but jumping into the EFL, into a different culture of sports and of fandom. You've come a long way, so you got to give yourself some respect too.
I mean, I'm proud of how much I've learned, I guess. But yeah, I just with the thing that struck me the most about the Birmingham match was how I started, the first 20 minutes seemed really solid, but then it started seeming like Wrexham was playing catch up. Like there kind of gets to that point where I was like, oh, they're trying to keep up with what the other team is doing, not intervene so they can, because they've already moved into a formation or a plan or some kind of setup that they're waiting for the opportunity. And so that's when I was like, oh, this is maybe not going to go the greatest. And and I think that I was like literally writing out, check out that Acompo save. And he like ran and slid and wrapped around the ball. And I was like, yes. And then right as I was writing it, he had that rebound ricochet goal that went in. And I was like, delete. So sad. But, yeah. So I don't know. One thing I noticed too is we talk about the team gelling. And when Reven came in, he was trying to make a pass to Cannon. I think it was Cannon in the corner, like kind of by the corner flag. And he did this cute little like back heel bounce boink kind of thing. And I was talking to my partner about it. And I was like, that was a super cool maneuver, but there's two teams. And in that moment, there was kind of three, because it's supposed to be both people on the same team know what's going on for the other team. But I was like, in that instance, nobody knew except for the guy, Reven was like, oh, catch this. But Cannon was like, wait, what are you doing? And I was like, those are the little, brain telepathy communication that.
But they're the ones that can't be defended against. If the attacker doesn't know what they're going to do, then how can the defence be set up for that? So there is that flip side to it. I'm with SJ. There was a bit of a disconnect between the thirds. I thought they didn't. Once that first goal for Birmingham had gone in, we seemed to lack confidence to move it through the thirds anymore. For the backs to give it to the mids, to the forwards. So it showed that 6 months ago we were two leagues and 30 million, billion, trillion pounds apart. But now that we're in the same league, but really they're still 30 million, billion, trillion pounds apart, that they're a level above us, and everyone else is playing for second. That won't be the worst score at St Andrews this year, that's for sure.
Okay, so, I thought you were going to say that we have. I was like, I want it to be the worst.
Oh no, it
might not be.
Yeah, it's not going to be, and they'll hand out a lot more beatings to other teams, and I'm glad in the end we managed to hold it to 3. It could have been a bit worse. So
yeah, we were putting in the little Dutch boy corks into the dam as fervent as possible. We were just trying to plug all the holes and the leaks up, and of course, that worked for about 15-20 minutes before we were just overwhelmed by the swarm of pace, technicality. There was a James on Twitter, on X, the Birmingham fan, who broke down the styles of play of how you can exploit Wrexham and where the holes were. He did a great job, and I'm gonna say a lot of the stuff came true of what he was saying, where you could exploit it when you put it back with the two wingers floating back, that it created like an overflow that you could exploit, and they did. And then their pace, just lightning fast. And I don't know how you guys felt, but did you think within the first 15 to 20 minutes, we'll just wait for them to burn out? You're like, they're going to burn out. They can't keep this the entire game. And it was akin to like watching Eliud Kipchoge, the marathon runner that broke the 2-hour barrier for marathon, where he's doing like a 4:28 pace for a mile, something ridiculous like that. And you're like, well, I mean, he can't do that the whole time. He's not going to be able to do that the whole time. And then he does, and you're like, oh, damn. Yeah, okay, that's a different breed. So I guess the biggest thing that I took away from it was just the difference of level that I wrote into the WhatsApp, where I went, holy shit. So this was a team that got relegated? Wow. Yeah.
But then spent $30 million, trillion dollars over the off-season to boost it. So, but yeah, that's a team that got relegated, but is going to go back up and is probably mid to top championship level at the moment, so they're in the wrong league. They will be going up. So we're fighting for second and the playoffs.
Well, and it was, if it wasn't for the game, I think the most amusement that I had was the comment section of our last YouTube video. That was fun. That was extremely fun. I still kept the gloves on. I didn't take the gloves off. I was still playing with the kid gloves because I didn't want to get too low.
You've seen, though, where they dip the gloves in broken glass. You've seen that thing, haven't you? So you get the gloves that you just added another layer to the outside of the gloves.
Yeah, Bloodsport, you dip them into I think it's caramel, and then gummy bear sprinkles. Sprinkles.
I didn't mention anything last week when you said that. I'm going to have to this week. Rest of world, caramel. There are two A's. There's caramel, not caramel.
Caramel. I would say caramel too.
So it's throughout the U.S. There's about 4 or 5 different pronunciations. There's caramel, caramel. Like there's a whole plethora, and depending regionally, like where you grew up,
pronounce it right or wrong.
It's pronounced differently.
Like aluminium. Just aluminium.
Well, okay. For a slight aside, as an amateur linguist, there is no correct way to speak. There is no prescribed way to speak because language constantly evolves.
But if you want your message to be understood, then you should be speaking in a manner that other people agree upon the words, because otherwise your message has no meaning if you don't agree upon the words.
Exactly, and you knew exactly what I was talking about, so thank you for proving my point.
Yeah, but I needed to, work on it, because I'm thinking, who's Carmel? We had Carmel Lawrence. She was like the Premier of WA. I think she might run for PM. So,
she sounds delicious.
She was.
Chef's kiss there. So Birmingham, we faced them. We're going to face them again. It's hopefully going to be better, but this is a team that is starting to gel in Birmingham, and if they gel better and play better throughout the season, I hope that we're at least within maybe 10 points of them at the end of the season. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, but a league of their own. They're going back up for sure.
They played their best, and we played our worst of the league so far.
Yeah.
So they certainly had their best match, and we had our worst. So if that's the result of that, then I'm relatively happy with 3-1.
They were one of those teams that I've noticed, like their footwork and precision passing. That's the thing as being super new to the sport is what strikes me, what sticks out the most when I watch a team like that has, different
what happens
performance levels. They have different performance levels, but I'm like, oh, I haven't seen anybody on our team do that, or
what happens when you watch Elliot Lee? What sticks out the most there?
That man's sundial. If nobody caught it last time, before gears were invented, people used to walk around with pocket Elliot Lees, place him on the ground so that they could tell what time of day it was. on his back, of course. The only way he can lay flat is if there is an incredible gopher hole in the ground. Dangerous sport. You know what we should do? We should move on. And we should move on
I'm going to have to throw that picture up under you again.
You have to. There's no other way to do it. Simon, you are my favorite part of the week. So,
hey!
Anybody joining us for the first time, no offense, SJ, but when you got it, you got it. And it ain't tricking if you got it. It's Cryptik. Cryptik's Corner. We got to get the cryptic answer for last week. We took a stab at it, if you will. The clue from last week was simply nuts off, which I assumed was November. But you're telling me that's the wrong answer. So
that's not correct.
That is not correct. I believe we have a winner this week, right? And it is the same winner from last week. Correct?
I thought, did we have a winner last week?
I don't think we had a winner
last week. I don't think we had. I think you've made that up. We'll cut that out in post. Anyway, congratulations. Congratulations.
Rand's allowed to be wrong.
Again, congratulations to Todd Cross at Daft Punk, who got it right. The answer was, of course, nuts off, bolt on.
Oof.
Luke, bolt on. Nuts off, bolt on, you can work out how we get there. You know where you live, and so do we now. The goons, the goodies are on their way. I always get those two mixed up. And now comment down below if you get that reference. And hint, only one of them has Peter Sellers. Anyway, Todd, congratulations on getting it right, and enjoy the goodies on your way. Take care.
Yeah, and just for a preview, even the crawlies, the creepy crawlies that might have crawled their way into this episode, I apologize up front. Although we cover your team as best as we can, this is for Wrexham. But you can, if you solve Cryptik's clue this week, you can compete for a goodie from the grab bag. The Todd, the one and only Daft Punk. The Todd. He did win the white
curse.
Kit, the cursed white kit, and he does have to wear the bottoms.
The shirt.
So.
Does he have to urinate in the bottoms to get rid of the curse on the shirt? What is that from last? That was last week, wasn't it?
Right. He needs.
That's only Birmingham juju.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what Todd's dealing with. He down in the Z land. It might be. Evidently, just a little aside for the linguist. This is going to piss anybody else that wants to know football shit. I apologize, but I don't apologize. I guess Zeeland was a town or a city or a province part of the Netherlands by Holland before, and that's what it was named after. Like, so New Zealand is after Zeeland, which is like sea land, because it's in the Netherlands. It's a whole bunch of like island chains and surrounded by water, and then so that was it's I can't do a bad German. It's Zeeland, the sea land, but yeah. So then New Zealand. So shout out to Todd. You're probably going to get this next one correct again next week. So I probably just need to put the socks into the bag to send to you, just so that you get everything, get the full kit. Congratulations, good job. More people, send them in. You can post onto Twitter, social media, X, in the comment section of YouTube. You can do it on Spotify if you're listening there. But we need to move on again. And I think say though,
maybe by the end of the season, I will get one. I'm so bad at them.
Yeah, I'm sure Simon will send me the answer ahead of time too. Makes sense. But SJ, we need to talk about your favorite part of the episodes, and that's the table talk. Everybody likes to sit down for a little bit of table talk.
Yeah. Yes.
Table talk is brought to you by Hasbro, bringing you table.
Not has been. Okay, full.
Yeah, Hasbro, has cis, has gender fluid. What about the table? What are we looking at this week? Where are we at?
So the table breakdown. Right now, let me get my notes here. Crawley are 13th. They have 7 out of 15 possible points. They've played 5 matches, so that's 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. Their goal difference is -2. So 4 goals in, 6 against. So they're struggling a little bit. And then players to watch for, we've got their strikers. So they only have 4 goals. So it was, and I'm not going to go watch a bunch of Crawley stuff. But so the guy that's gotten 2 goals is their number 18 junior, Quinterna, Quitirna. He's got 2 goals from 8 shots on target.
I'm going to say that pronunciation didn't sound close to the spelling I'm looking at right now.
Quitirna. Equatorna?
Are we talking same continent, same planet, but like different galaxy?
Oh,
how far away?
I'm bad.
I think he's from Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, by Equatorial Guinea in Africa, I think.
That's cool.
There's probably a good way to pronounce that probably has a French influence or something. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad at figuring out the names.
Spanking.
So he just signed with Crawley from Fleetwood on July 25th. So
Landslide?
You know,
Landslide? That Fleetwood? Fleetwood Mac?
No.
Are you starting rumors, are you?
Yeah. He dated Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. I mean, who didn't?
Sorry, SJ. I'm out of control. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's joined on July 25th. So, we talk about a team gelling. I'm not sure. I feel like I remember Crawley signed a lot of players. I could be totally wrong. Anyways, so we talk about team gelling. I'm wondering if they haven't settled yet or if this is their trajectory for the season. But for Junior, we'll say, he's had 5 goals in 29 appearances over 2 seasons is the stats I could find. So hopefully he stays their top striker with that rate because, it was, yeah. So anyways, not a lot of info that I could find. And then for their keeper, Jojo Wallacott, he has 5 appearances, so he's played all their matches. He has 1 clean sheet and 18 saves. So his save percentage save rate is 64%, and he's got a yellow. And I'm not. I feel like almost all yellows on keepers come from time wasting, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was time wasting. Oh, I have no.
Sometimes
idea.
it's a super punch.
Oh yeah. Punch your own player. Oh, devil. So he's been conceding 1.2 goals per match, so I like that. And he, 5 matches isn't really enough to get accurate or any kind of realistic idea of performance, but his career performance for 122 matches is 4 clean sheets, and that seems impossible. So I feel like I have to have that wrong, but I checked a couple of places and I couldn't find more than that. So I don't know. Anyways, and then, Okonkwo, even with the Birmingham match, his save rate is 87%, and he has 67% of clean sheets. So, he's awesome.
Which is like 2/3 of a bed.
He, in his 120 professional appearances, he's had 46 clean sheets. So,
Damn.
I mean, we love him.
Don't try to compare
and then-
Okonkwo to Okonkwo might be the best goalkeeper in League One. Like he's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel really lucky that we have him. And I'm glad my birthday wish came true from last year.
Thank you for being born on that day and making that wish, by the way, SJ.
You're very welcome.
We all have reaped the rewards of your hard work and dedication.
I mean, I got to do my part. Just a humble fan.
Can you talk about my favorite player on Crawley?
No. I don't know who it is. Okay. With my last little table review thing is discipline, just to see how their defense-ish is doing. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the discipline table, of course, anybody can get a card, but I feel like it reflects the, kind of possible shithousery of, I think that's the official term, of the match. And they have 14 points, so it's like a point for every red or a point for every yellow and 5 for every red. So they are tied on 5th on the table, because the higher you go, the worse it is, with Shrewsbury and Exeter City. They have four players on 2 yellows each. So they have 9 players altogether that have yellows. And then compare that to Wrexham, who are 17th on table because we are better. We have 9 points for 9 yellows. We're tied with Rotherham and Northampton. So it's so early in the season. It's hard to get good info these days. But I feel like a picture is slowly coming together. The numbers are starting to settle. So my take on where they are on the table. So they're like mid-table right now. And then they have not only 4 goals, so they don't have any outstanding players that I can see that score a lot. They have a kind of a leaky keeper, and their discipline might be not the greatest. So I feel like it's going to be kind of a rough and tumble match, but I'm hoping like Three Stooges style, where Wrexham is just like, boink, and they're trying to do this, and I have high hopes for
yeah.
That's the table review.
Yeah, thank you. I will temper mine. So my favorite player is Mr. Jeremy Kelly, who, if anybody's interested, is American. Young Jeremy Kelly is, to my knowledge, the first American that we will be facing, that Wrexham will be facing. We didn't see any, I don't believe, in League Two, or within the National League. Definitely not within the National League.
We did face the American ref last week.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
But player-wise.
Player-wise,
I mean, he was kind of playing for the other team.
Interesting take, because we, according to the internet, had him on our bankroll. So that doesn't make any sense at all. But Jeremy Kelly, he actually was drafted by the MLS in 2020. He was drafted by Montreal Impact and then immediately traded to Colorado Rapids for $25,000, and that was for the MLS. He did a great job. What season was that? 22-23 for Memphis 901. He scored 11 goals. Memphis 901 was a team that I actually went and saw last year when I was out in Memphis. Pretty cool team. They share a stadium with a baseball team, so half of it's in the dirt. But it's still cool. It's kind of like kitschy and kind of cool.
Do they play in the dirt?
Yeah, because the outfield of the baseball, there's a dirt.
Yeah.
The warning track before you get, so part of it is dirt, sand, like kind of red clay type of stuff. So
we have a town here on the west coast where they play Australian rules football on gravel.
Ooh.
That's Queenstown. Because of all the rain. They play it on gravel. So.
Ouch.
Wow.
Ouch. Like, I don't want those type of burns.
They just have like full alligator skin. They're all like part of the recruitment requirement. And there's like literally thick skin. No, you literally like need thick skin.
Yeah, and so the other cool thing for me with the Wrexham supporters of Phoenix right back there,
you got a little thing up there now.
Jeremy Kelly actually came over to Phoenix Rising on loan in 2021. He was out here from March to July, and that was a pretty good run in the UCL that Phoenix Rising had. They were doing okay. He came out, he did okay, and then he was recalled back to the Colorado Rapids. The next year, he signed for the Memphis 901, and then at the end of that season, he actually got picked up by FC Tulsa, and from FC Tulsa, on February 1st, 2024, he got signed by Crawley Town, League Two, and he went up with Crawley Town. So he was with them for last season, and he's one of their highest rated players on FOTMob.
Did we play against him last year?
See, that's what I don't know, because he made his debut as a substitute in a 1-0 defeat to Crew Alexandra. So I don't know I'd have to see if he did play us. I didn't see anything that I could find where I could see that he was in the match against us. But
what position does he play?
He's a defensive player now. Let me see what he was playing back then. Midfielder. So we might have saw him. He had 18 appearances for in League Two.
He came in the transfer window, like the January transfer window? Or did he only play half the matches?
He came in February 1st.
Okay, so he played like half the match.
So I don't know. His contract was terminated, so he would have probably been a free transfer. And he wasn't from the EFL, so Simon, correct me. If they're not from the EFL, they can just sign him.
Yeah.
Right, they're not part of the window.
We played them April the 9th.
They can just sashay
and what was
right
his
in.
name? Oh, and he was there, Jeremy Kelly, yeah?
Jeremy Kelly? So we did play him.
Yeah. He played last year.
Oh, all right. So
he was subbed out.
Whose team are you on,
Subbed
Rand?
out in the 70th minute.
No, hey, I said, and I'm not wrong, I said I believe he is the first American that we have faced. That is still true. He is still the same person. I believe, Jeremy? Aren't you the same?
We faced him back in April.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks, Simon. Yeah, so that was just the cool tidbit about that. I hope at some point we get to face an Australian player, so Simon can have a crossover between the two worlds.
Oh, well, I'll give you my little Crawley fact. A guy called Mark Viduka, who played for Australia, came from Crawley. I'm sure it was Mark Viduka. I've closed that tab now. He played for the Australian national side. I have to bring it up again. I know it's you, Mark. I know it is. He came from Crawley as a kid, moved to Australia, and made the national team back in the 90s a number of times. So, that was my one fact on Crawley.
Hey, and that's the coolest thing to come from Crawley.
Yeah. Apart from Daley Thompson, the great decathlete who trained in Crawley. So, yay, go Crawley.
Ollie Palmer played for Crawley. He had 76 goals from them while he was there.
Ollie Polly played for Crawley?
I was like, did I say that wrong? No.
He had 76 goals over 3 seasons. Because I don't think he's had that big of like a 40 goal season, right? Like his biggest season was for AFC Wimbledon.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong too.
Maybe it's 7.6 goals. No. No, I'm pretty. I did.
No, it's not Mark Viduka. Oh, I've got it wrong. Sorry, Mark.
No, it's not. We're all wrong. Everything's wrong.
Okay. Everything's wrong.
Everybody,
I'm going to stop looking.
Please do what we tell you to do all the time, which is download but don't listen. It gives the same points and credit on Spotify and on YouTube. Download, don't listen. You're doing us a favor. You're doing you a favor. This is not the information you've looked for, droids. As you guys are looking that up and verifying, we should move on, and we should move on and take a look at the ref review. I think we don't know yet, SJ?
Yeah, not yet. But I did, in the ref review, I know we're talking about Crawley now, but I did want to mention the little scuffle at Birmingham. So there was the Mullen tackle leg on his head, and then maybe, he was just like heavy breathing on the guy's leg. And then, and so there was that kind of brawl messiness. So, one thing, I don't know, the ref, I thought it was only McLean on Wrexham that got a yellow card, and then, because then it was like the free kick, but then he was like still handing out cards. So I thought maybe it was something that, was happening, like, sometimes when there's like a scuffling goal and then they're like, knock it out, you're getting a yellow. So I thought that's what was happening. I feel like the camera guy was doing too many long close-ups, and then I was like, I don't care, this guy's standing still, I want to see the other stuff going on. So anyways, the reason why I bring it up for a ref review is this is episode number 2 this year that there's been a multiplayer scuffle brawl on the pitch, and last time it was Sheffield United for the Carabao Cup, and then from that match Wrexham got a £2,500 fine. Sheffield United was fined $8,500, and it was because of the FA thing. It's, the quote is, very poor disciplinary record, both in the short and long term. So I feel
that's the most British thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, there's 1,000 different ways to say that. And that may be the most British sentence you've ever said.
The reason why I'm bringing it up, though, this is episode number 2. So if they're starting to up the fines, like, the more you do it, like, then was it the National League? Wrexham had the best disciplinary record in the whole league. And then last year it was getting a little scrappy. And now this year, I don't know, there's like some plonkiness, a word? Plonkers, being plonky.
Plonkability.
Plonkiness.
The plonkability, yeah.
Plonkability. Gotta lower that plonkability.
Right.
Yeah. So
you got to be inverse your plonkability. Just one thing on that, and let me look at the camera. My hero, Mr. Paul Edward Mullen IV. Did it taste like chicken? That's all I want to know. Because a lot of people say it's the other white meat. So
long pork. It's known as long pork.
Oh, is it? Oh, makes sense now. Yeah, it is the other white meat. Yeah. So I noticed the confusion on SJ's frozen face, or it wasn't frozen, and she was just confused for that long. I'm not going to be the type to kiss and tell, but Paul did not bite that man. I will say that. It was one of those memes that was so close, it was maybe, just maybe. Maybe just maybe. And then he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And you know what, Paul? I respect you for that. You got close. You smelled it. It was rancid. Didn't move in. I respect you for that. You're a man of standards. And I love you for it. We should, as SJ will unmute her microphone at some point in time, we'll move on to the Crest and badge.
Did you see Roland's post about the not leg bite incident?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah. He was
absolutely
like, no,
great.
that leg was thinking about biting me.
Right. It was great. It was absolutely great. Anything about leg gate, Simon, that you want to add before we move to Crest and badge?
No, we should walk past that, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I was always more of a breast man myself, but if he prefers the leg and thigh, I prefer the white meat.
Interesting. I'll not add to that because I was about to say something even worse. Yeah. Cut that out. So
bobbing it out.
Yeah. Simon, anything else to add about leg gate before we move on to Crest and badge?
I definitely don't want to get in any more trouble, so we shall move on.
Okay. We will. So as we look at the Crest and badge, although we have played this team before, the episodes in the past that we did, I didn't actually jump into etymology. We had guests on, and we just talked about their experiences playing the team, things that they witnessed before. So I didn't do Crest and badge or etymology. So just a quick overview, and I know you guys know some stuff that I don't about this, so jump in when you can. I'll first start with the Flock of Seagulls. Great band, by the way.
Iran.
Yeah, there's and Iran.
Iraq.
So far away.
Yeah. Oh, are you my sister? who used to torture me when I was a kid, and she's like, I Jen, and she's like, now you say it, and I'm like, Iran, and she's like, and Iraq, and then she hit me in the nuts and ran away. True story.
Lovely family.
Absolutely true story. Happened many times in my childhood until I was about 16, when I was definitely bigger than her. She did it to me as I picked up the sack of potatoes that was my body on the ground and removed the acid from the throw up that was trying to expel its way from my cavities. I mustered that strength and started to chase her, and she called out my mom in a voice that I'd never heard before, because she knew her days on this earth were numbered. And that was the last time. Oh, I don't know how, but I don't know what I was going to do, but I was going to get even for the many years that had happened. Anywho,
yeah.
If I were to mention crows, an infestation, and possibly a clearing, would any of those ring a bell for you guys at all?
Murder Meadow. Murder Meadow. Murder Meadow.
A murder of crows.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And a clearing
flock
is a
of
meadow.
Seagulls, a murder of crows. So
what died in the meadow to bring the crows? That's what I want to know.
Ooh.
Good question.
Yeah. It
Their
was
hopes
probably,
and desires?
It could have been self-esteem. Confidence, I'm not sure. So anywho, not the owl, dad jokes aside, Crawley comes from the Anglo-Saxon Crawley, meaning crow-infested clearing. The spelling changed during the Middle Ages to Crawley, and then eventually with vowel shifts and with just as we were talking before, different regions having different pronunciations for things, that Crawley turned into Crawley, and the was dropped, and then the spelling changed with the a at the end about 1203. That changed into what we have in our modern English now with Crawley, and then Crawley from that standpoint until what we have now, that it is still Crawley Town. And if we look at the badge, and I'm sure everybody knows what the badge looks like, we have another shield split into quarters, and those quarters have, in the upper left-hand corner, a diamond that is split by a cross, kind of like a grayish gradient, symbolizing the steel and aluminum factories in the area, which we presume is for the aircraft. There is a large airport that is there, and 3 what looks to be planes coming out the top. You people in Crawley, that sounds so bad. You people in Crawley.
I know.
Yeah, you people. Let us know, are those planes, or are those just a play off of the Devil's Trident? Or is it a play off of the Devil's Trident with three planes looking to appear like the tips of a trident, which is doubly cool.
Maybe they're crow's feet.
Maybe they're crow's feet. Maybe she's born with it.
You're like,
They're
yes.
getting old.
Maybe they're crow's.
And then right below that diamond crow's feet, there is Noli Siadere, which, Simon, what does that mean?
Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. Which I like that. That's cool. Which stamps a little bit more of the Romans were definitely
stubborn.
there.
Could be a bit stubborn.
And not always
you
bad
need to
thing,
know when to give up. You got to know when to hold
right.
them, know
and
when to fold them,
Yeah, know when to walk away.
and know when to run.
Wise words. Those are wise words. I never remember who that was, so I always ascribe it to. I always say Kenny Loggins, and it's like, no, it's Kenny Rogers Roasters, you idiot. It's Kenny
Rogers, and it's off the album The Gambler.
Yeah,
I had it.
Are you going to insert The Gambler to the left of you or the right of you when you edit
here.
this, SJ? The Gambler right here, which we are sponsored by this week. To the right.
To Kenny.
to Kenny.
When I was little, my mom had it, and then when I was little, I
a gambling addiction.
Yes, and I would listen. I would listen to the albums all the time, but I scratched it really bad. And then I tried to go to the store, and I was like 8 or something.
Is Mum
and I
watching?
tried to go to the store and buy a replacement, but I couldn't remember, and so I was like going around going, it has poker players on it. I'm like, I don't know. Anyways, it is in my head. It's absorbed into my childhood memories of knowing the full.
So people that regular watchers, this is just an insight into who we are as people. The people joining us for the first time. This is things you didn't need to know, and you don't care about, and it's fine. It's fine. It's just a part of us. To the right of the Noli Sedere is the devil, standing on a football in his Captain Morgan's pose, which is it's quite becoming. If I were to be attracted to devils, maybe, depending on the day, if it ends in Y. Above that devil is West Sussex. I didn't say suffix this time, which is great. And then below the ribbon going across, 1896 for the foundation of the club, and then the Red Devils. So there is a point of contention between the Red Devils. Simon.
That leads us perfectly onto Mascot Wars, doesn't it?
Oof.
Given that we are the Red Devils and we have these young whippersnapper upstarts trying to take over our name.
Teenagers of a football club.
Whippersnapper teenagers, yes. Anyway, Bo Brummie, let's quickly take it back a couple of days. Bo Brummie gave Rex a bit of a touch-up on Monday night, didn't he?
Yeah.
Rex landed the first blow, but once Bowie responded with the jabs, they just kept coming, and eventually that knockout blow happened. And Rex, though, had the last laugh. He got to bite the tail off there, and Bo was down to 10 men for the last 10 minutes, but we couldn't make anything of that. Nothing to be ashamed of, though, because Bo is next level and in the next division, really, the next weight division to Rex. But Reggie the Red Devil, insert image, I reckon he's the half-brother of Rex, insert image. A mascot brother from another mother.
Ooh.
And because it's at our house, though, and Crawley came up short in both games last year, I think Rex is just going to give him the old one too. So I don't see the Red Devil lasting much beyond half-time. It's going to be a whipping for him, unfortunately. But Rex needs a win after the Monday night.
Agreed. And I'm looking at the picture of this, of Reggie. I don't see any un-Barbie or Ken-like anatomy. So this could also be a sister from another mister. So just throwing it out there. Could be Mascot Massacre, Mascot Wars. Should we start putting wagers onto as a side bet for this? Because there's definitely been a lot of lions, and anytime we don't see a lion, it's great.
We're happy.
Yeah, it's great. But
the Red Devil,
Devils,
that's ours. That's
ours.
ours. So
that's us.
Yeah, it's up to Rex to do the business.
Yeah,
and he will. I'm sure Rex will.
Yeah, Rex walks in and says, "Look, I'm the OG. You little snot-nosed punk. I'm gonna put you in your place, and I'm gonna make you sit on that fork."
Fork you.
So, people from Crawley, you people, I apologize for the bad jokes. They're not good. They're not good at all.
It's the only kind of jokes we have.
Yeah, I'll see you in the comment section. But anything about the town or the team that I haven't talked about? Anything? Does Charles Darwin from there?
No. it was rather boring when I looked at it. Maybe I looked in the wrong area of Wiki, but it was rather boring, the famous people. So it was not Mark Viduka, it was Kevin Muscat. There you go, Kevin Muscat. Kevin Muscat, yes. The bald one. He was the player, not Mark Viduka, who captained. But Kevin Muscat, so yeah, and Daley Thompson trained there once. He walked through the station apparently, and that was it. And yep, we're claiming him. So we're moving on from them, and yeah, we'll meet Crawley on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
One
point that we do need to is there was a person on Britain's Got Talent. There was a person who auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. They didn't make it, but they were from Crawley. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I have two small things. One, their stadium is one of the newer stadiums I think that we have seen or played at recently. It was built in 1997, and when it was built in 1997, it was built. The capacity is 6,134 seats. So,
yeah,
they built a new stadium this big. And
is that for ants, SJ?
Yes, yeah.
The Crows.
They're better
they
at
built
football
it for
because
Crows.
they have more legs. But yeah, and then I always curious about pitch size. So the pitch it's the Broadfield Stadium. The pitch is almost the exact same size as a race course. It's 102 by 65, and the Cae Ras is 102 by 68. So, maybe that'll, yeah. So that's my one little thing. And then the other little thing, just from, being from the Pacific Northwest and all the greenery, and, we talked about this before, but my, impression of England is always just like cramped, because it's from like old shows like
Mary Poppins,
Peaky Blinders and stuff, where I was like, everything's dirty and broken and cramped, and there's tons of people and they're all packed together.
Oliver Twist.
Yeah, I mean, just every stereotype of living of poor people. So anyways, but as somebody from the Pacific Northwest, I thought it was super cool. They have this park called Tilgate, Tilgate Park, and it's 2,000 acres, and then there's like a lake there, and people, rent boats and do stuff. So, if somebody is ever in Crawley and sad about the state of their sorry team,
we're sorry.
Go jump in the lake.
Wow. Well, I do appreciate.
Or if you're a visitor, you can go on a nice hike.
I do. If I'm visiting a place, I do appreciate like a good walk stroll around a lake with some greenery, maybe some like forest, some trees. Kind of like makes you feel like you're out of the city, and with nature, you'll get the birds and the crows and all that good stuff. It's. So them setting aside that space, is that space part of like the King's Land? Like, is that?
I wonder if it's a stately home.
It used to be a manor.
Oh.
So
okay.
Yeah, it was like a manor house. Excuse me.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. They that they've set the land aside, and we have Forest Park here. It's also really big, and it's just nice to like you said, to be able to go somewhere like calm and quiet, and then there's like deer there and stuff. So anyways, that's the thing that I saw that I liked the best about their little town.
Yeah, that's cool.
Big town
for sure.
The town. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Was it Simon? Is that correct? The land.
It was part. Yeah, I stopped reading. I got bored halfway through. So there's a park. Somebody else owned it. Stuff happened.
There's
lots
a
of stuff
park.
happened.
There's water. People go on dates.
2,000 acres in Australia, mate. That's like the backyard. It's like 2,000 acres a day. Yeah, we don't
Simon
we don't bother
like,
with the little
like,
ones.
2,000 acres. Why are you stopping the presses for this? It's unnecessary.
Well, England's so little.
Cryptik Simon, good sir that you are. what do we have lined up today for Cryptik's Clue?
50% more words than last week.
Okay, that's the clue.
We've gotten bigger.
More words.
I heard the demand for more words, so I thought, right, you want it bigger? I'll give it to you bigger. 50% bigger. Deny what's left.
Ooh.
Deny what's left.
3 words. Deny what's left.
Okay. So deny what's left. And that's 50% bigger
than nuts off.
Grower.
Can I guess my guess and you can just not react?
Whoa. No. You can't guess it right now. Because the people playing at home need to still play at home. So anybody playing at home, the clue, it is not exactly literal. You're taking some interpretation of the meanings. Could be plays on words. It could be inferred from the combination of all the words or 2 words. If you have your guesses, post them on social media. You can post it on Spotify, YouTube comments. We have an Instagram and a TikTok, but we haven't done anything with them yet. So if you post them there, we won't see them yet. Twitter X, we will see them. You could also DM Simon. If you think you've got that winner and don't want to share it with somebody else, you can always DM Simon, and his DM will be loaded into the description, so you can just click on that. If you're not a Twitter X user, you can email the pod as well. And yeah, you get to get some swag.
Todd, you need to come up with a different name for next week.
he's bot or dot. He's dot with 2 D's. Just switches it around. SJ, did we have a comment of the week?
I thought you did the comment of the week.
Oh, okay. If it's up to me, then it's going to old Scotty Two Shoes. Scotty Two Sheds. Morton. He is the one who just pointed out the wonderfulness of a curse on Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
And did a play upon a thing that we had suffered before, which is the phosphate levels within the grounds. And so, yeah, Scott, you won. I believe it was Georgiana, his wonderful little girl, who probably came up with it and wrote underneath his account because he was still logged in, is what I assume happened, because she is the one.
Because if they're taking the dirt with them from St. Andrews to the new place.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah.
Yeah, so Scott, let us know, let me know what you want. Anything. All things are on the table. Yeah, what do you, anything, really.
Apparently, well, SJ can blow out the candles and things happen. So,
I'm glad you finished
SJ's birthday wishes when she blows out the candles. She can make things happen. So whatever you wanted, Scott, SJ can.
It's not a family show. It's not. Yeah, it seems like cut that, cut everything. Yeah. So as
welcome
everybody's
to this is Teach Me How to Wrexham
After Dark. Yeah. And we hit the hour mark. So yes, exactly, Simon. You were on point with it.
Rated.
It being an hour means that we need to get the hell out of here. So quickly predictions. Not long-winded. You got 60 seconds to give your prediction. We'll fire up with Simon first.
I hope I'm not eating crow.
Okay.
That was the link. Given the crow infested backwater or whatever it is. 4-0 Wrexham. We got it.
That's my prediction.
Ooh, SJ with the 4-0 as well. Okay.
Yeah, because I think that, the loss at Birmingham is got a sting. And for, the last couple of seasons, I mean, like this, I think the last time Wrexham lost in the league was in April of 2023. I mean, it's got to sting. And so I think the boys are going to come back fighting. I saw the look on Okonkwo's face when he missed that one goal. He was so mad. And I think that they're just going to, I think they're going to come out and stomp things down. I think it's going to happen. 4-0.
All right. And since you two are wearing gold, it makes sense that you had an alliance. Since I'm not wearing gold and I'm the odd man out, I am going to say 4-0. I'm going to piggyback on your guys' predictions and do the exact same thing, because this time next month you will be in Wrexham and I will not. So congratulations to both of you.
We can both talk shit on Rand in person together without him.
In our gold
this way
shirts.
I prefer it. I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
If there's anything that I like, it's when people talk about me from afar. Because it makes me feel important.
We can tape it for you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you won't miss out on a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I can slow-mo it. And be like,
just send you some voice memos.
Ugly. So pen pals, I was confused about this for a while of what it exactly meant. I thought it was just correspondence of writing back and forth. I do not know how to do that. I am not literate. So I assumed that I was going to be left out of this. But apparently, if you request some stickers from us, SJ will handwrite you a message, a note, a letter, and send those stickers out to you. SJ, how do they get in touch with you to get the stickers?
So, DM me on Twitter. And, it'd be great if you posted the pod or, comment on the pod or whatever. But no obligation. If you would like some of these cool stickers that I made of commentary team and, any messages you might need to relay around town, let me know and I will mail some stickers. We've had them go to Wales, but I've also had them sent some to Australia and New Zealand and, kind of all over the place. I got an England one and all over the States. So, yeah, if somebody wants a physical, real, live, handwritten letter, I've got cute little note cards, and just hit me up, and I will send you some stickers.
Nice. And I totally forgot. One of us remembers. What was the emoji challenge this week for the Final Fivers, the people that made it all the way through the episode?
The wizard.
The wizard.
Yeah.
The wizard with his staff.
With his
I
staff,
don't remember
The
why,
wizard
though.
holding his stick. Isn't
Yeah,
he
the
holding
shepherd's shepherd's hook, shepherd's crook, the
Oh, by hook or crook.
by hook or crook, which was Churchill? Was that Churchill? By hook or crook, because they went through the city of Hook and Crook, and so they were saying like we're gonna win this war by hook or crook. Like that's like a real thing, right? That's a real thing.
That sounds so made up. If it's actually true.
That sounds definitely made up. No, I know that sounds made up.
So put your wizards thing. Send your staffs.
DM your staffs to Ran on Twitter at beer.
Please do. Please do. If there's one thing I like in the morning when I wake up is having a box full of staffs. So if that can happen, my day is going to be made. I will rise to the occasion. The last thing that we probably do have to cover is all things pertaining to inside, out of, and around up in the goddamn town. So...
Up the gold shirt
Up
town.
the town. Oh, up the gold shirt town. Yeah.
Up the gold shirt town.
Yes. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. Those of you that made it all the way through, let us know. Do that emoji. Let us send you some stickers. And then also, what do they have to do on their way out of this video, SJ?
Like, or maybe over here, like and subscribe and watch this video. Yes.
All right. Have a good day.